friends, oh, hang on, I gotta take this off. Thought I could do it. I gotta look at my time too. So I'm in Springfield at the trainer training, and frankly, you guys, when I got here, you know how I had initially intended to do TNT training only, so that would be after someone has tested already for their CDL, then the TNT phase would start, and that's where I would pick them up. But after arriving here and talking to several people, I also decided to get CDL certified. And it just makes sense to revisit the things that the CDL, like the new CDL holders, drivers, are being told in their training. And so that I'm speaking the same language again, because once you get on the road and you are in the practical situation, you know, you forget some of the language that they're taught to pass their test. And you have to be able to understand what they're being taught to pass their test so that you can translate that over to TNT and teaching them how to do the job in the real world, right? So there's, for their CDL driving test, right, they have to back in between cones. In a real world situation, other than maybe a shipper receiver putting cones on a trailer or something like that, you won't ever back between cones. I mean, it is so rare. So you have to teach them that the skills that they learned and what they're told, that's how this plays out in your real environment on your job. So I am super excited, and I'm going to do it. This is going to be a series, and I'm going to cover each day of the training that I've gone through so far. But basically, this is the introduction to debunk the myths about prime training. So I've heard everything out there, right? Prime doesn't teach, they don't train. You know, I mean, you hear about every carrier, but you specifically will hear about Prime if you're attuned to listening for it. And I think when you have people that are doing their research and trying to decide, you know, should I go to a community school? Should I go to Uncle Bob? Should I go to a training company school? Then who? You know, who do I choose? And I'm going through it, right? I'm going through the instructor and trainer training. So who better than to speak about the training than someone who's actually going through the process? So what I will say is that I will cover each day, and I think that for some of you, you still won't believe. For some of you, it will further provide the support you needed to make a decision. And for some of you, you may decide like, ooh, it's not probably a good relationship for me to get into for whatever reason. But as I always do, I'm coming to you completely transparent. Additionally, I asked the lead instructor for the training program that's spending the week with us, is there any information that I can't share on social media because I have a YouTube channel? He's like, nope, we're completely open. Now, the one thing that I would say is that this series will be recorded in February 2019. So if you're watching it 2 years from now, it's likely that maybe laws have changed, Prime's policies have changed, any sort of incentives for the student or the trainer has changed. So you can't hold me to that. That's my disclaimer. Like, what I'm giving you is information relevant to me today. Prime is always very open to answer those questions. They have flyers about certain things, and they're willing to share that. So that's my disclaimer. This information is for February of 2019. I don't always get the date right, but I got the year right this time. And for those of you that have been watching, know what I'm talking about. So I am anxious to start the first one, and I just got to make the time to do it, because now that I'm back in training, I have certain things that I have to do too. So I am studying because I will have an evaluation on Friday. So by no means is this a cakewalk. By no means will the training of other individuals be a cakewalk, but they're preparing us to be able to do our jobs, to help people prepare to do their jobs. So, you know, I'm approaching this with a helping hand. I really do want to help other people. I am so not in it for the money. Is that a benefit? Sure, because I'm taking extra time to teach someone, and there's times that I'll be off the road to help someone, you know, back on the pad to get ready for their test and be available for testing days. So there's certain things that you give up, but ultimately you have to remember that if you're not in it to help people, if you don't have the heart for it, if you're not patient, get out. You should not be a trainer. So if you have 20 years driving experience, but you have the patience of your pinky nail, I've seen you out there, training is probably not the thing for you, because people are going to make mistakes. People have to hear something 7 times in order to start remembering it. It's a fact. 7 times. So when you tell someone something and then you have to say it again the next day, you're like, I already told you that. Stop saying that, because you're going to tell them 5, 6, 7 more times. You got to have the heart. Nene's got the heart for it. Now we just need to pick up the knowledge and the skills. Who's with me? Stay with me. The series starts this week. Debunking prime training myths. Stay tuned.